The storm surrounding Kevin Federline has erupted once again, and this time, the backlash is louder, sharper, and coming from every corner of the internet. Sitting down in Hawaii for an exclusive interview with Kevin Frazier, the former dancer and ex-husband of Britney Spears, looked exhausted, but strangely resolute, ready to push back against the tidal wave of criticism crashing over his newly released memoir, You Thought You Knew. What began as a personal story about his life and experiences has turned into a fierce public battle, with Britney calling the book hurtful, exhausting, and accusing Kevin of nothing short of gaslighting. But for Kevin Federline, this is more than just a memoir. He claims it's his truth, the truth he's been holding on to for 20 painful years. As the interview begins, Kevin Federline takes a long breath, almost bracing himself for the backlash he knows will only intensify. He says he is sorry that Britney Spears feels hurt by the book, but immediately adds that her feelings don't change the reality he says he lived. According to him, for 2 decades, the world has heard only one version of the story, the glamorous superstar's version. He insists that the real truth has been hidden under layers of fame, denial, and public narratives that never reflected what was actually happening behind closed doors. Sitting there in the calmness of Hawaii, he claims the world has been fed a lie and he is finally done staying silent. In his memoir, Kevin Federline makes a series of serious allegations about Britney Spears, from struggles with substance abuse to erratic behavior during her time under the conservatorship. These allegations alone have sent shockwaves across the entertainment world, with fans fiercely defending Britney, while others wonder whether there's more to the story than anyone ever wanted to admit. But in the interview, Kevin takes it even further. He says that if he has to be the villain in order to get help for the mother of his children, then he'll accept that role. His voice cracks slightly as he talks about standing on a mountain of truth. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't soften the words. It's as if he's prepared for the world to turn on him, as long as it means getting help for Britney Spears, whom he repeatedly refers to as the mother of his sons. Throughout the interview, Kevin Federline keeps returning to their 2 sons, Sean Preston, now 20, and Jayden James, now 19. For years, he says, the boys have learned to avoid everything about their mother's online presence. They don't look at her posts, they don't comment, they don't engage. They've seen it in real life, Kevin says grimly. According to him, they've witnessed enough behind the scenes to understand there are deeper issues at play than what the world sees on Britney's Instagram. But the most terrifying moment, he reveals, was a phone call from Jayden, who allegedly told him, "Dad, I don't know what to do. Mom's going to die." For Kevin Federline, that phone call still haunts him. He says he remembers every word, every tremble in Jayden's voice, every second of fear that he might lose the mother of his children forever. When Kevin Frazier asks him about the recent videos circulating online that show Britney Spears driving erratically, Kevin Federline says this is exactly what he has been warning people about for years. He says he tried speaking out before, he tried raising alarms, but every time he did, the world accused him of exploitation, greed, or jealousy. But this time he insists he is done trying to stay silent for the sake of public perception. He says he doesn't want Britney to become another tragic headline, comparing her to heartbreaking losses such as Whitney Houston and Amy Winehouse, whose struggles spiraled into devastating endings. The most explosive moment comes when Kevin Federline gives his opinion on what he believes are Britney's current vices. He claims her frequent trips to Mexico are more than just vacations, that they are opportunities to obtain various drugs, including pills and alcohol, and bring them back to her home. He insists that it's not one substance, but multiple, creating what he describes as a dangerous cocktail. When confronted with the fact that Britney Spears wrote in her own memoir that she has never had any interest in hard drugs, Kevin shakes his head and remains firm. He claims the reality is very different from what she publicly shares. He also fires back at accusations that he only wrote his memoir to make money now that child support has ended. "I don't care about the money," he says. "You can't sue the truth." Despite the bold claims, Britney's representatives did not respond to ET's request for comment, leaving her side of the story silent for now. But the lack of response hasn't stopped her loyal fan base from attacking Kevin Federline online, especially the Free Britney movement, which views him as someone who has profited off her name for years. But in the interview, Kevin asked these fans a pointed question. "If you truly love Britney, why would you attack my sons?" He says his boys are being called ungrateful and manipulated, even though all they want is a healthy relationship with their mom. As the emotional weight of the interview intensifies, Kevin Federline shifts to talk about his life now in Hawaii. where he lives with his wife of 12 years, Victoria, and their blended family. For nearly 3 years, they've built a quieter life away from the chaos of Hollywood. But even that hasn't stopped people from criticizing him, especially those who claim he doesn't work and only stays home with their daughters while Victoria coaches volleyball at the University of Hawaii. He says people online feel entitled to judge his job choices, his responsibilities, and his income, even though they know nothing about what he does behind the scenes. Worry about what you're doing, he says firmly. But the most heartfelt moment comes when he talks about Victoria, whom he calls the foundation of his entire life. He opens up about the dark place he was in when they first met, how he cried night after night about Britney Spears, the trauma, the pain, the confusion, the guilt. It was Victoria, he says, who helped him climb out of that depression. She gave him stability, support, and a sense of home he never had before. Now their life is simple. He gets the kids ready for school, drives them to sports, makes dinner, and tries to go to bed before 10 p.m. It's a domestic routine far removed from the chaos of the early 2000s, when he and Britney were the most talked about couple in the world. When asked how he thinks Britney Spears spends her days, Kevin Federline pauses, then says the answer can be found on her Instagram. He believes she spends most of her time inside her home, dancing, posting, and living in an online world that doesn't match reality. He says he worries deeply about her isolation and the lack of anyone who can step in and genuinely help. He mentions that his sons have tried, talking to her, encouraging her, caring for her, but that none of it has made a difference. As the interview nears its end, Kevin Frazier asks Kevin Federline what he would want in a perfect world. After everything, the pain, the accusations, the media battles, the public scrutiny, his answer is simple. He wants his sons to have the kind of relationship with Britney Spears that he himself has with his own mother. He wants peace. He wants understanding. He wants healing. And above all, he wants his sons to have their mother in their lives in a meaningful, healthy way. But as of now, that remains a complicated dream. The backlash to Kevin Federline's memoir continues to grow. The debate over who is telling the truth, who is lying, who is protecting, who is exploiting, burns hotter every day. The public is divided, the fans are enraged, and the story is still unfolding. But one thing is clear, the world has not heard the last of this, not by a long shot.